I would love to see Cry battle. I would love to see him battle solo. Now, I think I beat him. Like, you made that song out of my voice. We gonna battle one of these days.
Welcome. Right now, we're just calling this the Litefest interviews or the Litefest chats. We're gonna have to come up with a name. Maybe someone in the comments can hint something like, I was thinking Litefest Lounge or a Light Chat.
Huh? What did I say? Litefest Talks. Light Talks. Light Talks. Talk Fest. Talk Fest.
We got a bunch of them.
We're just throwing ideas out, you know.
Welcome to Light Talks, the Litefest Lounge, the Litefest Chats, the Talk Fest. However, we're gonna end up naming this. Someone can help us out in the comments or whatnot.
This is an interview because this is before the name. Like, this is before the name. Just
yeah, straight idea, Richie. Well, we'll get into it, but the people are gonna eventually know how important you've been in terms of me and Litefest. So it's always good to start with you in that sense. So those of you who don't know, this is Richie Rich, aka Malcolm Fraser. He is a representative of Team Rocket, Breakfast Club, one of the legends out here of Litefeet. Straight from Brooklyn, kind of lived all over in New York and got a taste of everything. Yeah, if you're in New York, you say Richie Rich, generally they're gonna know him if you're talking to a Litefeet dancer. I would say you're sort of cross-generational, as in terms of like your battles. Since you've been around, like your early stuff, you were there to witness some of the early stuff, and then as you got into the battle scene, was as the battles all blew up, and you're still battling now, which is, I think, is dope, because a lot of people get to that point where they're like, I don't need to battle now, and you're not there, so we love it.
You know what I try to do, man? I try to keep I am a cross generational, along with like a lot of other Litefeeters with me. But as far as like why I keep doing it is because I came into Litefeet because it was mad fun. It was fun, you know. So I found myself throughout the years just like that reason being shifted, you know, like to all these different reasons. So I just had to really kind of pull it back together and keep those other things that was added on, but just pull it back to the original foundation so they could be to get together, so I could just keep still having fun with it, you know? And that's what really helped, like, even just the skill level to expand more, just that thought process. So that's the reason why I keep going. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And aside from that, you are the creator of Shoeragami and one of the, I'd like to say, Litefeet shoe trick pioneers, which we'll get into later into the talk too. Yeah. Other than my sort of introduction for you, I'm going to hand to you, and I want you to give me 3 words which best describe you. What 3 words?
3 words that best describes me. Easygoing. One of them is easygoing. You know, I mean,
we'll put a hyphen in there so it can be 1 word.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. Shoot. But you know, I mean, you've brought me down to London before. I never really gave you such a high maintenance. Like it's kind of like, let's go.
You're free to go, and I'll give you that. Right. What's the second 2?
1. 2. I would say discipline, but I can't just use that word to describe myself because I'm not all the way disciplined.
Okay.
Damn, bro. Easygoing. Critical. I'm a very critical thinker. Yeah. Number 3. Just vibes, yo. Like vibes. That's number 3. I love jokes. I love making jokes. I love just anything that just brings good vibes.
All right, sick. Nah, I like that. Cool. There's gonna be plenty of I'm just gonna be keeping you on the edge of your seat, trying to see what comes out. So yeah, cool. I think let's start at the beginning. So in terms of Litefeet, who was your first teacher?
In terms of Litefeet, who was my first teacher?
So I have a friend that used to live across the street from me named LeVar. A lot of people in New York City knows him. He's very well known in New York. That was like one of my best friends growing up. He's the first person to show me the new rev up. Like before there was like the tone wop, and it started to advance to where, it just started to advance into just all type of different rev ups. Like, and it was all type of different tone wops, I should say. I said rev up, tone wop specifically. And it was when this one like was a thing. Like,
yeah.
Like he was the first person I see do it. Like I used to do the one that was like the one right before then. And we battled one time and he beat me because I'm like, damn, what is that? But I could tell it's Get Light. I never used to call it Litefeet back then. I used to only be like, oh, that's Get Light. Like,
yeah.
So I tell it's Get Light, but it doesn't quite, it looks more advanced. And I told him to show me. He showed me. And then after that, the first person that I've seen do shoe tricks at a very high level in person was my boy named Pharaoh. I don't know if you know Fire Flames from Team Rocket. His older brother, he's from Harlem. I mean, he's from Brooklyn, Coney Island, but he lived in Harlem when we were in high school.
Is it the same Pharaoh who produces beats now?
No. You don't even know him. He's not well known at all. I could show you a video of him though. Like it has like 100 views from like 08.
Crazy. Okay, cool. That's interesting. So I wasn't sure what your answer would be, whether you would have someone specific or if it was a moment or something, or maybe yeah.
I'm really actually self-taught, to be quite honest with you, like not just trying to take no credit from the things they show me, but there's no one that sat me down and showed me anything holistically. There was like my boy LeVar showed me that WAP.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, he didn't really sit me down and be like, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. Like he let me be me, but he put me in a lot of situations to grow. Like, so he would be like, yo, come to my block. Like we got some kids here that want to battle. And I would just be like, word, I'm out. We out. Take the train, an hour and a half all the way to Harlem and literally battle people on the block like all day. Like he put me in a lot of situations like that. We had talent shows and like rehearsals of the talent shows. He just constantly always tests me. So that was the greatest teacher.
And I'd say from my understanding, when I've spoken to you guys, that's quite like most of your peers. Like,
but that's why you bring a Litefeet out. They don't usually know how to teach a workshop specifically, like in that format, because we always taught so freeform. Like way before I've ever taught in a workshop, I've had students who have become something in Litefeet.
But that's why it's so lucky. It's so lucky and amazing for you to have found Litefeet when you did, and for us to find it when we did, because when else does a culture or a dance style become this? Like most styles you talk about, they're being taught in this way because they're hundreds of years old. You know what I'm saying? Like
they have such a side. They had so much time to pick it apart and understand each part of it. They can really talk about it like a science. Like notice even when you flew from London the first time and you were by my house and we were just practicing Litefeet, I was showing you things, but that was before I ever even really taught a workshop.
Yeah. Crazy.
how it doesn't connect, but it connects.
Yeah.
Like to be a good teacher doesn't mean you have to be a good workshop. Like you don't have to like be good at workshop, but you can still be a good teacher. But when you have both, it's really good because there are some people who really specifically learn through classes, Like it's really hard any other way for them.
Yeah.
It's good to be able to reach those people too.
And you said just now, like Litefeet is fun. So the next question is, why do you like Litefeet? What draws you to it? Is there anything other than the fun or
freedom? It's very free. Like it's a very free form style. As much as people try to pick it apart and be like, okay, well, this belongs to this and that belongs to that. We don't even care about all that. Like the culture of Litefeet. Let's take away the dance for a second. That's what really pulled me. The dance visually is what pulled me in, but the culture is what kept me. Like when I got there and I'm noticing the culture, like we have a very specific way of talking, specific way of dressing, specific way to cut your ass and make jokes. Like we have a very specific way to do plenty of things. And it's a very fun culture. Like we really are all about community as much fuckery as you see going on. Sorry. Nonsense.
It's cool. Be you, bro.
Each culture just has balance, the good, the bad, the ugly, but like at the root of Litefeet is all about just having fun, Like we really just fun, free kids running around the city, just doing anything, going anywhere. Like everywhere I ever go with Simone, I have a memory there. Like I always be like, yeah, I remember over here we used to. It's because we literally spent about 10 years just going everywhere in the city, just together, just having fun, dancing, just doing a whole bunch of nonsense.
Dope. Nah, it's beautiful. And look how far it's gone. So that's crazy. So if you weren't dancing Litefeet, what style would you be dancing?
I wouldn't be dancing any style.
For real?
I wouldn't be a dancer if I wasn't dancing Litefeet. I'm not, like, no lie, like even like I'm a particularly, my body is stiff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know how to move, but like it was much worse years ago. Now it's way better, but like I feel like my body wasn't meant to be a dancer.
But okay, let's say
I was meant to be a fighter.
Let's say even if you could pass the struggles, what style do you see? Like what style do you look at and you think like, I would like to have tried that. I would like to be this. Jukin?
Memphis Jukin.
Okay, nice.
Memphis Jukin is my favorite style outside of Litefeet.
Yeah, for me it just has this mad swag to it. That's like, I've never seen a awkward.
What it is, it's so much more. It's swag, but it's like gangster. Like it just feels. Yeah. It feels gangster. Like it's like, you know, you look at a Litefeet, he's not tough. Like he's just getting light. You look at a Memphis Jukin, you like, man, I don't know. Like, is he tough? Like I don't. It just looked so raw and gritty, and I love that shit because that's, you know, that's where I'm from. What it's like.
Yeah.
So I love that. It would be that style.
Yeah. Nah, sick. Right, let's talk about some of your moves or your trademarks. Like in terms of making things up, like how did you feel making specific things? Like would you say you have trademarks?
Yeah, definitely. I have. Yeah. You can pass my database, please. I have trademarks, definitely. I have trademarks that have become trends, and I have trademarks that didn't become trends, that just stayed as my thing. One of the trademarks I could say.
I love that the shoe is out already.
Is the finger catch, the finger claw, where I hold a sneaker like that. That's definitely unique to me. Like no one have done that, and was doing it before I was doing it. Really good. This specific move, you could use it for a TKO, you can, but it's really specifically good for the flow, work, just to make sure that you have another place to go, because most times people have to stay in front of their hand, or if they're going to be behind their hand always has to be with the palm facing downwards, right? Yeah. But in this case, if it's on top of my hand, I don't have to have the palm facing downwards because I have the hole. So it just creates a whole nother dimension. That's one. Now, the second one is the shoe being on my head and me flicking the shoe and spinning it around and catching it like that. I don't know if I could do it while sitting down. No, I can't.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that in videos.
Yeah, and also catching the shoe right here. It's so much, bro. Sorry, yeah. I could name forever.
So yeah, talking about one of these three, let's talk. Where did you lab this? Where's the best place for you to lab? Like, talk about the creation process. Like, how do you come up with things, or do you have the idea first, or is it when you play the idea might come and you're like, oh, let me try and work that?
There is not one specific way I can tell you that I've made up a trick. There's not like one process, but there is a common ground. Like I know usually, like if you lab with me for real, like where I'm really, really trying to create something, you would see me do this a lot. So say this is the catch, right? You would see me do this a lot. Literally for like 2 minutes, I'll be like, because I'm what I'm doing is a lot of times people try to create by continuous motion, and I just need that stillness. So like I would stay still in the position and just think of all the possibilities from here. Like I'll be like, okay, so the shoe is in this position, and I would just use like deductive reasoning. What could I do from here? What can't I do from here? All right, I could do this. Okay, cool. I could flick it up. It could go onto my foot. It could go onto my hand. I could catch it on my head. I could catch it. Whichever way I can catch it, when the shoe is flipping like this, I can catch it from here, right? I would more so just stay still and just think of the possibilities and then break down each possibility. I would try some things, and a lot of times 90% of the things that I thought of, I can't catch. But I have to take it and tweak it and cheat it a little bit more until I could get the closest to that trick as possible. A lot of times, how a lot of my tricks go, but it goes in that direction through many different avenues.
Yo, I don't find many people like that because I'm very similar. Like, even today, me and Tia were talking, and she's like, "What are you thinking about?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, like nothing. I was dancing." Like, I just go to a place and I'm like, creating in my head, but I think it's, I don't know, in terms of when I've spoken about it with people, it seems quite a unique thing. A lot of people they prefer to be doers, whereas I'm like, I'm a bit of both.
Throw in the music and just get moving, but I have to just give myself that time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Necessary.
So let's get back to the career of Richie Rich. I want to know, what was your hardest battle? Who was the toughest opponent you faced?
My hardest battle was Ben 10.
Ben 10.
For different reasons. All right, so shoe trick wise, like Ben 10 was the deepest competition. Now I won that battle, and I do have battles that I've lost, but I've lost some battles where I didn't really felt challenged too, you know? Yeah. Like Ben 10 was one battle that I was going hard to win, and it was like, damn, like he's not letting up. Like I gotta, if I slip a second, it's over for me, you know? So I had to just, that was the most competition. The second most competition, just overall battle wise, was Boy Easy. The second time that we battled at COL. That was my comeback battle, and Boy Easy beat me one time. Now, I think I beat him. So Boy Easy, if you're watching this, I think I beat you that first battle, right? But hear me out. Here's where you got me. First round, you did good. I did great. Second round, I did good. I fucked up, right? But I messed up toward the end. I'm sorry, y'all. So, I'm sorry, kids. I messed up toward the end. But he came in and he did good. But then he tagged Larry in. Now, everybody know back then when you tag Larry in, it was a cheat code. Like, I don't know. Larry, when you tag him in, he used to just finish you. And he tagged Larry in, and Larry just finished me. And that's what got him the battle. But on a one-on-one basis, we got the one-on-one head-to-head, me and you alone, no cousins. That's what happened, you. My bad, Easy. I'm sorry. You know the vibes. Nah, but the thing about Easy, he's really my guy, though, you know? Like, we labbed coming up to that battle, like, together. Like, that's my boy right there.
Okay.
Coming up.
And who would you say is your favorite Litefeet dancer?
Slick.
Okay, Slick, yeah.
He's my favorite dancer all time. Out of all the Litefeeters ever, like, Slick is my favorite one.
And what about your favorite Litefeet track or your favorite producer?
So the most legendary Litefeet track, in my opinion, is Battle. Let me get that straight, because crowd fuck around and see this and be like, nah, because you come from this era, you fuck with this song. Right? But no, crowd. I'm talking from my era. My era, Let's Go by Spunk Bigger.
Why do we do that at the same time?
Let's go. Yo, that is a legendary song. That and Cold as Ice by Tech Tracks.
Yeah.
I like that song. And also just, damn, man. Litefeet is so vast, bro. You cannot ask me like one thing, I swear. I'm gonna have to 10 different
words. That's what I want you to feel the pressure, and you know that the people watching this are gonna be like Googling like, yo, I need that track. What track's he on about? Or
Google Let's Go by Spunk Bigger. LETS Go. Spunk Bigger. SPUNK. Yeah. Right. See, some don't even know this. You know what's crazy about New York? So y'all, I know like overseas get a lot of flack about Litefeet. Like, like we just be packing y'all up. Like, not like that though. It's just the culture is so deep within like New York. Like, it's so deep. It's so hard for somebody that's not from New York to understand. And like, even the people who are coming to an understanding, even them, like, if you really sit down with them and speak, they're gonna even see themselves like, damn, it goes a lot deeper. I can literally walk up. I can take this camera up the block with me, right? And if all goes well, I can ask a girl or a boy who is not a dancer, let me see your bad one. and they will be able to show me a bad one. I can guarantee you that. Like, I have no questions about that. I asked Simone right now, let me see a bad one. I mean, even before me and her was together, she probably don't have a bad one of her own, but she'll probably joke like, like she know what a bad one is. You get what I'm saying? It goes so deep.
And do you think that over time that will expand? Because, for instance, like, I think I could say in the most random country, like, oh, well, let me see a Running Man, let me see a Reebok, like, and
That's
equally people could say, like, I want to see you hit the folks, like there's certain dances which transpire sort of.
I think it will expand, but not everywhere. Not everywhere has as much of a social culture as we do, to where even the people who are not involved pays attention.
Yeah.
You know?
Because right now, I think that there's like, I could say, let me see a lock-in, and I think there's many more people that would know that in the general public than if I said, let me see Twisto Flex.
But that's also you speaking from in terms of inside of the dance world.
Because no, I mean, like, yeah, okay, yeah, in terms of the dance world, but I also think that there's more like non-dancers, whether it's because of social media, TikTok, whatnot, like more of them are understanding like,
yeah, they're starting to come to an understanding for sure.
Oh, this thing is the all-in, like this, like, whereas if I said, let me, what's the old man or what's a Twisto?
They can associate the movement with the name now, at the very least, even if they can't do it. Yeah, it's growing. Yo. Litefeet has been considered a thing since 2006. Break dancing, think about that. That's in what, the 70s?
Yeah.
You know, break dancing has been out before hip hop was created. You know, so like, because they started off to the electro, you know, like, and then the break beat, like the DJs will play the music, and then the break beats, the dancers will come and dance to before, like.
And when you say hip hop, we're talking like, about the music right now.
The music. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm talking about the music end of it. I'm talking about.
I just know that some of these guys are gonna be in the comments like, no.
Yeah. Let me get that right. I'm sorry. I'm talking about before, like just the art form of rapping, of just MCing over a beat. Like before that, the dance was there. That's about a good 50 years, 50 something years. So picture Litefeet with another 34 years added onto it.
That's crazy.
Another 40 years added onto it. You know,
we're around, bro. We're still around. We're gonna be living this life.
Yeah. In 30 years, we're gonna do another interview with an orange chair and a blue wall.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna try to save this shirt.
Yo, I hope this is still here.
Oh, nah, I think you have healthy hair, bro. Still, yeah, for real.
But all right, aside from Litefeet, give me your favorite dancer.
Storyboard P.
Ooh, man, sticking with New York City. I like that.
Storyboard P. Let me tell you why. That man is so influential, and because of, and he don't get his just due, you know. But partly his fault, partly, you know, it's a lot of, you know, you could be as talented as you are, but if it's hard for, you know, for people to understand you as a person, they're just gonna call you for things less.
Yeah.
But he still gets good things. That shows you how deep he is in his talent. Like, people weren't even looking in the sky to do dance moves before, like, I seen P doing that. P was the first one I seen walking out. Like, I'm looking here, like, I'm reaching up here, I'm grabbing this. Like I wasn't, like, he is so innovative, and he's important to dance culture in New York more than just the flex world.
Okay, yeah.
And even Litefeeters that he've gotten a chance to speak to, he's left with something. Like, even guys like Slick used to have moments with this guy, like, where they were building on a level of creativity. Like, it's me. I mean, I knew P for a minute, so that's really my favorite dancer for more than just dance reasons as well.
Yeah. And is there anyone else that inspires you or you admire on, like, the non-Litefeet front?
Yeah. There's a lot of people, man. There's Bob and Andre. If you know me, it's no secret to know that I love animation. I love just the popping. Like, I love popping. I love animation. I love all of these things, even though I may not be 100% at it, but I love it. People like Bob and Andre are some of the guys. Flat Top was my guy for a very long time. I don't know him, but when I say my guy, I mean just like, I used to watch him a lot. I used to watch Flat Top a lot. What I mean, like, It's coming from me. Here's what I say. You know exactly which video I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it started off with that video, but then it moved further. Like our flat top storyboard P. If I were to name Dra M, he's a Memphis Jooker. He's a young boy. He's probably like 19.
I need to check him out myself, so I don't know.
He recently just packed somebody up, like one of the OGs. Like he recently just packed him up. He's mad nice. You know, I love to watch the ladies in Litefeet dance. Like I've been finding more inspiration from them than I've been finding from the men.
Hope Simone's not gonna watch this back, or she can't hear you.
Simone is right here. She's right here. I've been finding more, but they're all young girls. You know that they're all like, I don't know why I've been finding a lot of inspiration coming from like female dancers lately.
So
and that wasn't, to be honest with you, for me.
Just because I'm aware you have a short time, I want to push us on. So I asked you to bring a couple videos with you. So your favorite battle to watch?
My favorite battle to watch is Tokyo versus Lite.
Tokyo versus Lite. That is a legendary battle.
Every year that video gets at least another 50 views from me.
And what was it about that?
It was just a head-to-head. It was just nonstop. Head-to-head. The guy who's considered the creator of shoe tricks against a guy who will become the innovator after that battle. And like that was a big turning point. Like you see a lot of trends that people do today in that battle, and like being created in that battle. And they were just head-to-head. Like they were so head-to-head. Even some days I watch it, some days I think Lite won, some days I watch it, some days I think Tokyo won. And also it was two live crew versus Street Fighters head-to-head. They were just going crazy. Creativity off like next level. You know?
Were you there at that moment?
I wasn't there for neither one of those battles.
Okay.
Yeah, Pharaoh was there for Tokyo versus Lite though. The guy who I said helped me.
And what is Richie Rich's favorite moment of caught on film? And this is about you.
Oh man. I didn't. All right. My favorite moment caught on film was when I battled K Smooth.
K Smooth. Okay, I'm trying to think of it.
K Smooth is KJ.
Yeah, I know the name. I'm just saying, I'm trying to think of
any Litefeeters like coming up, like they know that this was like since kids, like this is my best friend. Like if you saw him, you saw me, like growing up until right before I started chilling with Slick and them when I moved out of East New York, and then I was living in Brownsville, he was living in East New York, but Brownsville is close to the Flatbush, so I was chilling with Slick more, you know, and then we branched off like that. But that was my favorite moment because me versus K Smooth was actually stamped in my head to be my last battle. I was battling that day because I'm like, I'm just gonna battle my best friend, whether I win, whether I lose, and I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stay around Litefeet, but I'm just gonna be a guy.
And what year was this?
That was 2013. That was 8 years ago, bro. Yeah.
Wow, you were ready to retire then. Crazy.
Not retire, but just from battling, I wanted to be more just organizational, like just organizing things and stuff like that. Yeah. I still want to, but I still got that that fire, you know.
You mentioned earlier about Litefeet being mad fun, and from what I've experienced and some of the clips like I've seen from you guys, what is your funniest moment that's caught on film? Like this isn't about you, but like what's the
funniest moment caught on film?
What do you laugh at the most? Like what?
Yeah. Boy Arrow versus Larry Smooth.
And what is it about this?
All right. So Larry Smooth was cooking Boy Arrow the whole time, right? So Arrow, he was cooking him the whole time, right? And then Boy Arrow was going his second round, and he tried to do hat tricks, and he kicked the hat, and it went into the crowd. And when it went into the crowd, my boy Manny, you know, Smooth Rich, he was my student coming up. Like he was also a very like my little brother coming up. Him and my boy Rocklight, both from Brownsville, took the hat and he was asking for it back, and they was just doing dance, like they was doing that together, like and pointed at him. It was just mad funny, like because they both just known to be funny, but they really made him look mad dumb on camera that day. I'm sorry, Arrow, you know, and they both tough.
Yo,
it's like not even like you was gonna, you know.
Litefeet is no fun if you're that person.
Litefeet is hilarious. Yo, man, too many funny moments, bro.
Yeah. And who would you like to battle? If you could set up a battle right now, and this doesn't need to be Litefeet, like it can be against anyone of any style. Like,
Yeah, I would like to battle any of the top flexing hat trickers.
okay,
I would like to have back and forths like with like just different object manipulators.
yeah,
Litefeet, the only person I probably want to battle is Jay Black.
okay,
Not because of any malice, but just because I fucks with his shit. So like I think we would have a good head to head.
yo, I would love to see that.
Uh,
Jay Black, if you're watching, let's make this happen, bro.
Jay Black, you made that song out of my voice. Play me. Don't think I didn't see that. Don't think I didn't see that. We gonna battle one of these days. You know, like shit. He dad made a song out of my voice one time. I went live, and I was talking about the two.
I remember it.
And he dead took my voice, but I didn't. It was disrespectful, huh?
Wasn't that like 2019? It was recent.
It was recently. It was dead recently, but it was never turned into a thing because it was never. He didn't really disrespect me at all. He just put it there, and I wasn't saying nothing to Sherm, so it was like.
That's funny though.
But it was real shit. I really thought that. I'm like, damn, like how could anybody say Kid Pat is not two real boys? Like after like a lot of us done grown up our whole lives watching Kid Pat. Be two real boys. Like be the guy that C-Eazy put on. Like he'll make sure he put him as the first person on the video. But I don't really know the inner reasons as to why. So that's really none of my business. So that's why I never speak on that. And for me, it's just hard to believe. Like, damn, that's Pat though. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't really know their situation now though. So yeah. But Jay Black.
So it's my birthday next month. Maybe that could be my present. YouTube make this happen.
Oh, man, it's hard to get in contact. It's hard to get in contact. You can't get in contact with him. I dare you. Try to get in contact with him.
I know the two. Like I labbed with some of the 2 Real UK guys yesterday, and they say they're still in contact. So
yeah, I'm talking about like people who are not like considered friends. That were like me and Jay Black. Like we know each other and we cool, but we not like this. So like I'm not gonna be able to get in contact with him as quickly as like people that's a part of his team, you know. Yeah. For sure.
Okay. And as a spectator, who would you like to see battle?
As a spectator, who would I like to see battle? I would like to see Top Villain battle. Top Villain.
Versus who? Let's set something up. If you could do anything you want.
All right, let's run this back. Let's just dial this back since we're doing this, right? I would love to see Cry battle.
Okay.
I would love to see him battle solo.
Ooh, again.
Yeah, again. I don't feel like the first one was a real one.
Okay.
This
that would be dope.
I would just want to see it. I think.
Yo, let's make you and Slick judge, and then that's all of my teachers in one room.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be special.
No, we could talk. You know, we could talk about things, man. We could make certain things happen. Like, you know, Solo's Cry. If y'all watching this, Slick.
Again, like I said, it's my birthday next month. Solo Cry. If you want to get me a present, that is what you need to do.
So the story of Light Fest.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to because there's gonna be people who watching me, like, who don't quite know about. They know like what Light Fest is, but they may have a bad taste about it because they probably think something. So I just want you to be able to get through to them and speak to them about what Light Fest is about.
Well, the initial one, the very first Light Fest we set up, it was a day of
the brand in general. I'm sorry. I want to clarify.
So when we set up Light Fest, it was a fundraiser to get Crybaby out here to teach. So we set up a day of battles, workshop, and yeah, like we used all that money to buy a flight out here, and then he did a tour across the UK and Europe. So that was the initial, and then since then we sort of developed into an overall organization, setting up battle events, workshops, seminars, just giving any sort of education or any sort of platform for Litefeet to be upon.
Right, that's good. You know, I think things have turned out well, man. I'm pretty happy with the space that Litefeet is in today. You know, as much nonsense that goes on.
Yo, I swear you're psychic right now. Like,
you're gonna ask that.
I was gonna ask, like, yeah, how do you see Litefeet, and what do you want to see happen? Like, so yeah, like,
I'm happy with the way Litefeet is now. I find like you know, there is more positivity than negativity within the culture at this moment. And it probably has always been. It has always been like that. Actually, it just the negativity was so just in the forefront. It was hard to see anything else for me. I'm happy with where it's at now, and I feel like people are gonna are getting back to really labbing and really taking the craft seriously. So I've been happy with that, and it reflected in my last event that I had, the Art of Light. Like when I was seeing people battle, I was like, damn, like some of y'all really doing y'all thing. Some, it's always balance. but
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm happy. I want to see Litefeet just keep growing. I want to see Litefeet have more organic moments to where not everything has a motive to it. So where we just vibing because that's what kept the culture alive when we were coming up. And that's gonna help to keep it alive as well as let me run this back, right? You remember when I said I joined when I first started Litefeet, I started Litefeet through fun. And as the years came, I started to sway into different reasons. Like it started to come like just many different things. And then I had to come back to the original basis of what brought me into Litefeet. So Litefeet, I feel like is a fun culture. It's this and it's that. It's craft, it's science, it's this, it's fun, it's so many things. But then as the years went on, like it moved from that basic foundation of just having fun and just having organic moments with friends and community and started to become, all right, we're gonna get lit, we're gonna make money, we're gonna have fun too, we're gonna chill with each other. But there's so many different reasons. It took the emphasis off of the original reason.
Yeah.
So what I feel like Litefeet needs to do is just pull it back together. And the kids in Litefeet has been helping that happen. I've been seeing that a lot, like EXO Wavy and a lot of the kids, like, they've been helping it happen. Even how EXO Wavy threw a party and adults were there and he's like, what, like 10 years old? Like it's been really getting pulled together. And the one thing that I'm happy with today in today's time is that there's much less of a separation between the OGs and the new generation Litefeeters. Before it was a very long river like that we had to cross to be able to talk to them. Today, like a new kid could write me right now. I will respond. Like even if I don't give you what you want specifically, like in particular, I'm gonna respond. I'm accessible. So I like that it's like that between the newer and the older in the culture.
And what about from how it is back home in New York and like overseas? Because you're one of the first teachers to head out overseas. Like even before you came to us, you were already out there. And like, yeah, what's your thoughts on like that and how's it been? Or
you mean like the difference, like the contrast between the two?
What was your experience? Where have you been? What was your experience of it? And how is it looking back on things now?
So far, I have been to China. I've been to London. If you want to count Wales as another country, I guess Wales.
Yeah, we say England and Wales. Yeah,
right there, like I've been to Switzerland. I've been to Poland, Canada, just various states throughout the United States. I'm sure I'm missing something, but honestly, like my experience there anywhere I've ever went, my experience besides China has been, wow, they're so much more organized than we are. But we have so much more like culture than them.
Mm.
Like if we could somehow find a way to balance that between the two of us, like worldwide, life will be super powerful.
Yeah.
Like, and the other places, like they're starting to gain culture, but it's like I said, but I don't know if it's ever gonna get to a point where it's as deeply seasoned as it is in New York. It's like we left the chicken in seasoning for like 10 years.
Isn't that still beautiful, right? I feel like that's still great because I love going to the Caribbean spot on my corner, but equally, it's not going to be the same ever as me being in Jamaica.
When you're in Jamaica, exactly, or when you're in any Caribbean country, yeah, for sure. So yeah, bro, how you feel about where Litefeet is today? Like, what do you want to see?
Yo, like I said before this, I was just in a Zoom with like a bunch of the European Litefeeters, and it's crazy. We've built like a whole bond and a family literally from a culture which we're all outsiders to.
Yeah.
There was this thing, we were all liking it, we all enjoyed it, and then we all slowly have like fell into it and boom, like invested so much time and money and now like years of friendships have been born from something that wasn't even like in our original place. Like it wasn't even existing in our countries. So I think that's beautiful, and I love the growth of it, and I love seeing you guys develop into like professional artists. Like that beginning we spoke about earlier, like the teaching thing, like you and Solo threw me in the deep end and just would throw moves out. Oh, try this, try this, try this. Sort of like explanation of like left hand here, right hand here, but this timing is in the hand. And I'd be like this, just like, but like now I take you to some school, you're breaking stuff down, and like the development is crazy in that sense. And even like you're sort of, you've taken steps again away from that into creating theater work, and like it's this sort of thing that just amazes me, and I love like, yes, like this is the right direction where this culture will never be like copied somewhere else. Like this is special, like, but the things coming from it, like it's all beautiful, it's all now professional, and right now I just see like the potential's endless. It could go onwards, and
Do you remember when I was talking about, all right, so in classes, right? In like classes, there are certain things that you could teach, and there are certain things you can't really teach, right? It just takes you to put yourself in a position. You got to place yourself in the seasoning.
Yeah.
You know, you have to put yourself in the pot, and then you come out flavorful. I can't really get into a class and teach you flavor, you know? So I've been like loving the fact that I've seen like a lot of people from overseas come to New York before pre-COVID and make that effort to gain that, because that's not something I can bring to you. I can't. Richie Rich is not the community, you know. I can come to you and give you a glimpse of what the community is like, but in essence, to see the community, you have to come to the community. And the community can never come to you. No organizer could fly out 1,000 people, you know? So you always have to come to the community. The artist is never bigger than the art. And do you remember when I was first just, like we was working with you to like help you learn, I didn't even know how to count at all.
Yeah.
But I was always on beat though.
Yeah.
Notice I was always, my body was counting, but I was in count. It's certain things you just can't teach. You could teach counts, like that's something you can teach. But I'm coming from the vantage point of just like, it's because of feeling. I was never even really thinking about being on beat. It was just, I was just feeling it to the beat. All right, this feels right. Let me lock in here. I didn't know that was on an N8. You know what I mean? It was just all feeling. So it shows the foundation of all of that is the feeling. You're gonna have to start there. So I advise anybody who is learning Litefeet, take all the classes you want. Cool. Come to New York. And when you come to New York, don't spend all day in 7 different workshops of different styles. Your brain is not going to process all that information properly, as well as you taking time away from being in the community and going and putting it into the studio where you could have been with the community for free. You can go pay the studio. Cool, that's cool and all. But like I said, all throughout this interview, everything is all about balance. You know, go to take that class, but then take that class, go to the community and practice the things you learned in that class with them.
Yeah.
That's gonna instill the feeling into all the craft that you were learning over here. So like it's important. When you come here, follow those rules, you're gonna have a good time. And just mind your business. Yeah. You have a great time.
Yo, before we finish, I wanna throw some would you rather questions at you. This is just to see the mind and personality of Richie Rich. So right. Would you rather time travel 100 years into the past or 100 years into the future, and why?
100 years into the future.
Why is that?
100 years into the past, like they'll be violating me. I'm living in New York. You think about that. You know? And I come
that's quite easy one for you. Okay.
Powerful bloodline, like I would have been a target 100 years ago.
Okay, what about, would you rather walk backwards for the rest of your life or talk backwards for the rest of your life?
I'd rather talk backwards for the rest of my life. That's baby. I'll make mad songs. I'll make so much money, like.
Yo, but people may not understand you. Like that could be tough.
People are never gonna understand me. You understand? I'm not gonna be walking with you and you walking forward and I'm walking backwards, looking at you like, so what's up? That's not. I'd rather talk backwards. Like, can I get a drink instead of can I get a drink?
Yeah.
Drink a get I. Drink a get can I? Like, it's like, what, you gonna get it. Like, if I asked you that, you would get it. Like, drink, get can I? You understand that? But you walking, I'm walking backwards, crossing the street and all that, tough. You'll be looking at me like, what's going on?
Yo, and you seen how tight it is in like the Litefeet battle when it's your name that's called, trying to get through people backwards.
I got a question for you, for my people to see the mind of Kieran.
Okay.
Would you rather eat a chicken breast or drink a cup full of Vaseline? Petroleum jelly. Petroleum, yeah.
I don't know biologically if I would die from the Vaseline, but let's say I wouldn't, then I'm choosing the Vaseline, bro. You know I'm vegan. I ain't killing no chicken. Like,
yo, man, the chicken already dead. You gonna let it waste?
Yo, that's the same as being like, oh, he's already a slave. Like, nah, bro, that's still bad.
On him to escape. You see what they did? The chickens gotta revolt. You understand what I'm saying? It's time. I'm behind them.
Give me the cup of Vaseline. I'm gonna
right, cool.
Can I add some spice? Like,
you understand?
Yo, one more. Would you rather have hair for teeth or teeth for hair?
Hair for teeth, because I could still eat, but like,
I
said hair for teeth. I meant to say teeth for hair.
Okay, yeah.
Because I could still eat, but like, it could just look like I'm just being one of those like eccentric guys. Like, yo, his hair is teeth. Like, it just look like, I just wear all white too. I wear all white.
Mad hats.
White AirPods.
Mad do-rags.
Hat, but take off the hat. You understand? If we fight
that though, you got
throw a hit and I do this, it's over. Like, you, boof. Yeah,
Yo, but you need to clean that whole head, because if that starts getting doo-doo breath up on your head,
every morning is gonna be a hassle for you to wake up like. Every morning you're gonna be flossing your head. I mean, at the same time, you're not eating with your head, but you're laying down. It's gonna be dust coming out instead of food, but it's still gonna have to be brushed. Yeah. Damn.
And yo, before we break this down, like, anything else you would like to say to the people watching? Like, it could be anything, a shout out, advice.
All right, yeah, I got something to say for sure. But before I say that, would you rather lose all of your front teeth or all of your back teeth? Yo, it's like real glory versus fake glory.
It's all like about the ego, being able to
versus
or practicality of eating.
Yeah.
So I actually had a crown, and even waiting for that to heal, like having to eat on one side or like trying to use the front teeth is too difficult. So maybe I would just lose the front teeth. Ooh.
Yeah, I think I'll make it into a wavy like statement, like, I don't got no teeth, like, and I'll make sure I smile big every time so you could know that I don't care. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe don't tell Tia this one because I don't want her to leave me thinking I'm gonna.
Right? Shit.
But, yeah. Okay. What's your final
advice? Anything that I wanted to say to anybody, man? Litefeet, just keep being yourself. There's gonna be people who gonna say you shouldn't be doing the X, Y, or Z. Just keep being yourself, B. My mom told me I need to stop doing shoe tricks and stuff and doing Litefeet. My family told me I need to not do Litefeet and do something else. Meanwhile, a lot of times people discourage one thing and encourage the next. And it's not your job to pick that apart for them. It's just your part to just keep being yourself. No matter what I say to you, what I feel like you should do, at the end of the day, if it don't feel right to you, you don't do it.
Wise words.
Period, yeah.
Yo, Richie, thank you very much being the first guest here in Lite Talks or Talk Fest or however.
I would like to shout out some people. I'm sorry, bro.
All right, let's go.
I like to shout out first. I'm going to shout you out. Shout out Life Fest. Shout out just the Empire fam. Shout out to everybody a part of Team Rocket. I don't gotta say no names. Shout outs to Simone sitting here watching me through this whole interview.
Yeah.
Talking to me. And shout outs to all my students. You asked me earlier today if there's anybody I'd like to battle. I did say Jay Black, but and yes, I would like to battle Jay Black, but the main people who I would like to battle would be a completed version of my students.
Oh my God.
So I want to see them be completed so they can actually be able to go toe to toe with me.
Yo, that could be crazy.
So
All
yeah, I
right.
keep it going. All right. Peace.
Dope. Thank
Yeah.
you.